We live on one end of the spectrum, and we're about to go live on the other. So we on camera on. Camera is on. It's about 5:59. 5:59 on this time. Hey, Miss Lackey, how you doing? Long time no see. Hmm, long time no see. I got like 30. So, live in full effect. We are live and in full effect right now. Five, four, three. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is your boy Lot. And back with another video. I need to see you soon. You've been ducking from me. I need to see you real soon.
If you ain't talking money, I don't want to talk.
Alright, that works. Alright, so on to business as usual. As the world burns, and is going to continue to burn under this administration. As y'all will know, we are at war with Iran for what purpose, we do not know. But then there was a little birdie that told me that they're going to end up drafting some folks. We hadn't administered the draft in quite a long time. A long freaking time. And how they're doing it is like this. If it's signed into the House and it's signed into the Senate, you're automatically going in. Like it, love it, or you can go to jail. That's just as whatever. And people are choosing to go to jail. People are choosing not to fight this war. A war that was started by Trump himself. A war that we have no business. This is not our fight. But we all know what it's about. Those who have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 brain, 1 mouth, we all know what this is about. This is about money, power, oil, resources, and so on and so forth. And yeah, all about business. I just said that, all about business. Hey, Brownie, how you doing, my love? It's all about business. It's nothing, anything else. I'm coming out with, let me see, unified shirts, but in a different version. I'm gonna be back on my merch game pretty soon. Unified. That's what we need to do, is unify. We are too damn separate from each other, but we'll get to that later. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. If they put you, hopefully you don't have sons, Hopefully you don't have sons, you don't have daughters. Because because enlisting or not, let me put that, hold on, put that up there. Because it always does that. I didn't take my stand. My stand broke. Enlisted or not. Hey, babe. Be careful. We just had a conversation about this nonsense today, earlier around 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern time. We just had the same conversation about what in drafting, enlisting people in the army is like. First, it's 8 or 9 weeks. It's 8 or 9 weeks, and then they're gonna ship you right into the military, right into the military. Well, let's just hope she don't get picked. People got sons, people got daughters. Let's just hope of all hopes that she does not get picked. Let's just hope of all hopes that they do not have to go through what these people are going through. We already had more than 200 bodies already dropped. 200 bodies. And for what? No rhyme, no reason, no planning, nothing at all. But there are those in this world who would love this idea, who are in love with this idea, who would love this idea of war, and they will stop at nothing. They would literally stop at nothing. I don't know what to tell you. YouTube is still showing your live hasn't started. I started already. Clock running. There was a guy. He's called the Reaper, military guy. You know, this is brother with the dreads, and he's an expert at sniping. Well, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that this guy is a marksman and an expert at what he does, and I do, congratulate him on what he does, and I congratulate everybody. As a matter of fact, there were some people who were coming home, and I'd seen them on the street, and I was at Chipotle because they had a special going on, and I stopped this guy, and I shook his hand, and I was like, "Thank you for your service." And, "Oh, thank you very much." And then I saw some woman down the street. She was dressed in her sailor outfit, and I said, "Thank you for your services." And I looked at my son, and I said, "You ain't thinking about going into the military, are you?" He shook his head. I'm like, good. Then we had an argument. Then I was over at DJ Genesis Live, and shout out to DJ Genesis. And we had just introduced the pros and the cons of being in the military. The pros is you get everything enlisted. You get free education, health care, food, services, etc., etc. Plus, you get to travel. You get to travel around the world. The cons are always bigger than the pros when it comes to military. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, it's bigger than the cons, or it's bigger than the pros. The con is you do what they say or die. That's as simple. It's as simple as that. Anybody who has been in the military, they would know what I'm talking about. You either Do what they tell you to do or suffer dire consequences. And they don't care who you are. You could be LBGTQ, whatever. You can be that. And you get your ass whooped. Get your ass handed to you. Right? Right. People really make fun of, let me stay here. So you do that, you go on the military training, you basically have your ass handed to you for 8-9 weeks. Then they possibly, I'm not saying it's feasible, I'm just saying possibility, they might put you out there for whatever missions, whatever thing that they want you in. You're going to be out there. For how long or how period of time, don't know, don't ask, because they won't tell you. They will not tell you. But the part of it all is the mental aspect of it. We were just speaking about the mental aspects of war, the mental aspects when you're in war, if you're in war. I'm saying all that to say, when it comes to support, when it comes to feelings, Trump does not care. Trump does not care. As a matter of fact, he showed his non-caring ass today, yesterday, yesteryears, and said these words. People are just going to have to suffer for our way of life. You mean yours? Why you take your little goofy ass to the golf course? And I just want to play a little bit for you. For those who are on the live stream here, you're just going to be hearing the audio, and we'll be getting to a particular topic pretty soon. So I hope you Latinos are in the building, because yes, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it, fam. We are definitely gonna talk about it.
Political fallout.
From ABC News.
Quietly keeping up its retaliatory attacks against the U.S. and its allies, and effectively shutting down the Strait of Hormuz, the critical passageway where 20% of the world's oil supply passes through, sending oil and gas prices spiking and disrupting global supply chains. The toll on U.S. troops is also mounting. Overnight, the Pentagon released the names of 6 service members who were killed this week after their refueling plane crashed in western Iraq. 3 were assigned to MacDill Air Force Base in Florida, and 3 to the Air National Guard Base in Columbus, Ohio. All were under the age of 40. That brings the total U.S. total so 13 since the war began, and with so much volatility across the region, the president is now sending in the Marines to join the fight. This morning, escalation, with thousands more U.S. forces heading to the Middle East, including 2,200 Marines, a quick reaction force aboard 3 Navy amphibious ships. Their deployment coming just days after the president declared victory in this war.
We've won. Let me say, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over.
The tactical success in this war is evident. The U.S. military destroying the majority of Iran's missile launchers, air defenses, and Iranian Revolutionary Guard targets.
With every passing hour, we know, and we know they know, that the military capabilities of their evil regime are crumbling.
But the fight with Iran seems far from over. Its remaining missiles and drones striking throughout the region and taking aim squarely at the world's oil supply. Oil tankers ablaze in the Strait of Hormuz, from which 20% of the world's oil flows. The strait has long been a deep concern. We were on board the U.S. destroyer, the USS Sterett, in 2012, when Iran was threatening then to close down the strait.
Wasting taxpayers' money. Wasting money, period. not just taxpayers' money. You're wasting money, you're wasting resources, you're losing manpower, and now there's a rumor that you're wasting bullets. I don't know how true that is, but this is not a war that we can win. And I don't know why he would involve himself in Israel business. That's because Israel couldn't fight themselves out of the wet paper bag, so they chose the United States, and the United States chose British. So you got Britain, the United States, and Israel, 3 preferable white countries, versus a country that don't fuck with you, hasn't fucked with you at all. Don't get me wrong, I don't support anything that they do over there. But like Muhammad Ali, before me, Muhammad Ali said it straight. It's like, why would I waste my time going over to a place that has nothing to do with me? They haven't harmed me. They haven't harmed me. They haven't robbed me. They haven't killed. They haven't stolen from me. My son is out there. You know what? My heart is crying for your son. My heart is crying for your son. I hope your son comes home safe. I do. Sandra Doles. I do hope your son does come home safe, and this is sincerely from the heart. No one should be in Donald Trump's war. This is Donald Trump's war, no one else's.
The shipping lane itself is only about 2 miles wide, so there is very little room to maneuver. That's the massive aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln just behind me. The ship's captain, Richard McDaniel, on high alert in his heavily armed ship.
You want to be always at a max state of readiness to respond to anything.
But now, 16 days into this very real war with Iran, this vital waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea is effectively closed. Satellite imagery showing the rapid decline in the flow of ships and Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, vowing to keep the bloc on the strait as leverage.
They are exercising sheer desperation in the Straits of Hormuz. Something we're dealing with. We have been dealing with it and don't need to worry about it.
But there is deep concern. Oil prices this week hitting more than $100 a barrel for the first time since 2022. Surging gas prices in the U.S. now $3.70 a gallon, up 76 cents since the start of the war. The U.S. tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, authorized to release 100.
Has it reached $5 yet? Anybody from California? Has it reached $5 yet? Somebody told me it was $8 somewhere. Is it $8 for real? For real? If it's $8 a gallon in LA, y'all, don't bring your asses over here. Do not come to Nevada and do not come over here.
172 million barrels.
Just kidding.
Part of a coordinated effort with more than 30 countries to stabilize markets. And now, with Iran reportedly laying mines in the strait, the U.S. targeting more than 30 mine-laying Iranian vessels, according to CENTCOM, and launching those air attacks on Karg Island, where 90% of Iran's crude oil is processed. President Trump claiming the bombing totally obliterated every military target as he threatened to wipe out the island's oil infrastructure if Iran continues to block the Strait of Hormuz. And I'm joined now by Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Good morning, Mr. Secretary. Let's get right to President Trump's threat to close down the oil infrastructure on Karg Island. We have Iran's foreign minister firing back, saying they would target American-linked energy infrastructure if that happens. Your reaction?
So the United States did not target their energy infrastructure on Kharg Island, just the military infrastructure that's on the island. But since this conflict started, Iran has been attacking the energy infrastructure all around the Gulf, even among nations with no hostilities towards Iran.
Iran's new supreme leader.
$8 a gallon. $8. If you're saying this is true, if you're saying that this is true, then let's see, $8 you're gonna be paying for half a tank. You're gonna be paying close to $50. As a matter of fact, you're gonna be paying $50 for a half a tank, but for truckers, diesel fuel, oh lordy, Lord. Oh Lord. And they have to go up and down. They have to go up and down the coast. Up and down the coast. If even your local, that is ouch. That's all I got to say is ouch.
Pledged to keep the strait closed, and Iran's armed forces are warning the world to prepare for oil to hit $200 a barrel. How confident are you it will not get to that point?
So Iran's activities, these pronouncements, their military strikes, all of this, I think, makes it very clear why this military operation was so essential. For 47 years, Iran has threatened the Straits of Hormuz, has attacked its neighbors, has killed U.S. soldiers. Just imagine in Iran that's nuclear armed with a massive weapons arsenal to surround those nuclear weapons. This is why President Trump needed to act now to stop the killing of American soldiers, to stop the destabilization in the region, and to end Iran's ability to threaten energy markets. Yes, we go through this period of short-term disruption, but better to do it now than to have a nuclear-armed Iran.
Are you really sure it's going to be short-term? Can you guarantee it'll just be weeks before prices go down?
Hey, there's no guarantees in wars at all. I can guarantee the situation would be dramatically worse without this military operation to defang the Iranian regime. The Straits of Hormuz, Martha, as you're implying, are very important for global commerce and for energy commerce, and they impact energy prices, as we're all seeing. They have used this threat for 47 years, and they've continued to build up their arsenal to make this threat graver and graver. In fact, it would soon be too hard for us to defang Iran if they were nuclear armed. So this is short-term pain to get through to a much better place where the Middle East can no longer be held hostage by the one rogue nation in Iran. And there are 90 million citizens in Iran will get to a better place as well.
Let's talk about.
I'm just letting y'all know what the TikTok is with that one. The price of oil, the price of groceries are going to go up tremendously. I just want y'all to be prepared for it. And especially in LA, Texas, New York, any big city. Any big city, you're going to have to be prepared for it. All right. Off that, switching gears. Check this out. People had some things that, there's some things that needed to be stated when it came to Jasmine Crockett and the Latino community and the Latino or the Hispanic community or whatever. Found it in their minds and their hearts to go after Jasmine after she made a particular comment on cotton, picking cotton. I didn't think she was talking to them at all. I didn't feel like particularly looking for the video that I was looking for. But needless to say, I knocked into a good friend of mine, Mr. Reese Waters. Mr. Reese Waters, shouts out to Reese Waters, doing a fabulous job taking it to the streets the way that he does. So I'm gonna let him elaborate, and then I'll give him my commentating a little later, because I'll say what I need to say, and then I'll fill in the blanks a little bit later.
That's wild. I'm surprised she even had time to make a video, because she's just walking the streets thinking everybody's talking about her. That's got to be a crazy experience. That mirror be lying to a whole lot of people. Damn. That mirror be. Can we be honest about that?
There we go.
Can we be honest about that? Because if we can be honest about that, then we can do some stuff. We can do some stuff if we can be honest about that.
Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
I know that's right. That was weird. I missed. That's interesting. So she had a whole quote about black people in their time in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And the Latino woman made it about her. Had whole energy towards it. That's not the first time that I've heard. It's not like she's the only person that I've heard characterize that statement as.
Question. I do have a very important question before we move on. Do you guys know of any Hispanic, Mexican, Latinos who would pick cotton? Did y'all know? Do any of y'all know in the chat? Any Hispanic or Latinos picked any cotton or whatever? No. Oh, okay then. Oh, okay, cool. Because I thought I was delusional. I thought I was delusional when this woman poked her whole chest out with her commentary, and people were flooding my timeline with some of them with a whole bunch of nonsense, and apparently they were in their feelings. Fuck them. You understand that when we are in our lane, when we are in our domain, it's nothing meant for anybody to step over that, to poke their head, to see, oh, they're talking about me over there, when nobody was talking to you. No one was talking to you or at you. You said your mom was picking cotton? Are you Latina? Your mom was picking cotton? Are you Latina? And lived in a train car in Mississippi. Are you Latina? I don't know any Latinas from Mississippi. I don't know too many I don't know any Latinas in Mississippi. But either way, that's what my whole stick was. And I made a video a week ago stating that you disrespected a woman that was mainly out for you, defending you, merely taking the clothes off of her back to warm you, right? I knew you weren't Latina. she was literally defending Hispanics. Literally. She gets flack. Lisa, does she or does she not get flack from black people? Does she not get the most disrespect of all coming from our own people when it comes to defending Latinas? Even though she's talking to everybody because she's a what? Politician. If she is a politician, then that means she is not for one specific group. She's not allowed to do that. But people go on every day, all day, thinking that she's a freedom fighter. She's not that. She never was that. Although I said she is a special, specific type of politician. And it's showing. It's showing through, the tabloids where she made this much amount of money. She was spending this much amount of money. She was a part of APACs, which was untrue. She was, like I said, was defending Hispanics, not to the full capacity. She only got 35% of Latino voters. It was a whole bunch of garbage. A whole bunch of garbage. And then of course, people making memes about her working at McDonald's, put the fries in the bag, you dumb B word, blah, 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 blah. It was a whole sham. It was a whole mess. It was a whole goddamn mess. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. 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 And lo and behold, you have
being racist and anti-Latino. And it's fascinating because is the whitewashing of history just so deep and thorough that the black experience has been eradicated completely? Apparently it has. Apparently it has. Of course, not when it comes to the negative stereotypes, not when it comes to the worst of American history that we can pull and thrust towards black people. That survived. No, I ain't lying. But
identity politics is only casted to minorities. White people can go around this country and vote for whoever that they want, and nobody attacks them for being white and voting Democrat or being white and voting Republican. No one tells them, hey, if you don't vote Republican, you ain't white.
Minorities are the only people who get cast with identity politics when it comes to voting? Huh? Excuse me?
Now, I'm not the sharpest tool in the drawer, but it seems like to me that some of yous, not all of yous, let me preface by saying not all of yous, are complaining. I don't know what your problem is other than Trump giving you the whole middle finger, which he has. Hell, he's given us the middle finger. But like Plies had stated, I asked the question. Plies had stated this this question perfectly. And that question was this. What lane are Hispanics? Are they on the white side or are they on the black side? Ain't no in between. Ain't no in between. Because if you're in between, you playing both fields, and that's not something that black folks are going to take. They ain't going to take that crap anymore, especially with these FBAs. They're not going to take anything, bro. They're not going to take it. Someone said white. Lisa said white. I need to hear the truth. And the truth of the matter is you have a bug up your ass about black people, and considering the fact that you're the majority now, considering the fact that you're the majority and not the minority, it sends signals. But here's the part that's funny. Some of you, a lot of you, have not learned your lesson when it comes to siding with this white man. He would rather you shine his shoes and start washing windows with Windex than to negotiate anything with you. What do you think America Great Again means? What do you think it means? And this is what I get sick and tired of. I get sick and tired of the flip-flopping. I get real sick and tired of the flip-flopping. This happened almost with Kamala Harris. Obama got the luck end of the deal because they wanted change. Now, all of a sudden, Jasmine Crockett gets the short end of the stick, so to speak. And it's not clearly all of your fault. Black men, a certain percentage of black men didn't vote for her either. But the bulk of it was she wasn't going to get the white vote. Not like that anyway. So apparently, this one's on y'all. This one is on y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want justice, this is what you find. Just us. I am black, and I definitely voted for her. Meaning I vote, Celie, she voted for Jasmine Crockett. We all did. And now, James Tallarico, nothing against James Tallarico. I have nothing against James. I have nothing against James at all. Good man, good person. No one's voting. No one's going to help you on this one. I don't know. I don't really know if they're going to help you on this one. I don't know if black voters are going to help you on this one, sir. I don't know. Here's where my teeth cringe, just hear me out with this many people in the chat, this many people in the chat. Hear me out when I say this. All right, I'm going to read this real quick, and I am going to express what I think about James Tallarico and why you should vote for him. They learn conservative, they lean conservative society. I can't believe they voted for Tallarico after he said God is no binary. I never got that whole binary thing. It's just like the word cis. I never got hip to that. It's new to me. I don't know what none of that means. I don't know. I'm new to the game, just like I'm new to certain technology. I'm new to it. Maybe you can help me out. Okay, James Tallarico. James Tellerico, why we should be voting for him as black people. Here's why. Do you want to go into the military? Do you want to further have to deal with Trump's bullshit for the next 3 years? I'm asking you too. Do you want to deal with Trump's bullshit for the next 3 years? Remember, Jasmine Crockett is gone. She's gone. She's doing other things right now. She's still in the Senate. And we are advocating that Jasmine Crockett now, I don't know if she can do it now, but just we going for the presidency. We're going for the presidency. We are going for the presidency. We are going for the presidency. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, support the channel if you like the content. I didn't know how to. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. What are your pronouns? My pronouns? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'll let Lisa handle that and others. Do y'all want to suffer? Y'all want to continue to suffer with this president who keeps putting y'all in a bucket? And can I be honest with you? The stuff that they say is saving you food. A lot of stuff is just too damn expensive. Even with chopping down prices, with coupons and all of this. I know y'all get coupons. I know you do. I know you get coupons. I know you get bag of deals in certain grocery stores. But none of that shit ain't gonna work always. It's just not. It's not gonna lower gas prices too much unless you're saving like crazy. This isn't LA. This is Nevada. LA is in trouble. Mexico is in trouble. Texas is in trouble. Georgia is in trouble. Florida is in trouble. Arkansas is in trouble because it's all in the deep south. And a whole bunch of, and a lot of gas prices are jumping through the freaking roof. And again, I'm not attacking every Latina out there. Even there are certain Latinas who have supported Jasmine Crockett and stand by her. Okay, they do stand by her. But I'm asking, like, where's the 65%? Where were the other 65%? If you were to have half of that, and if it wasn't for what was the guy's name? I'm blanking. What was the guy's name that rigged Dallas, rigged Jefferson County? Who was the guy? Ken Kirkpatrick or whatever his name is. The white guy. Basically just put a whole monkey wrench in her program and wondering why Tallarico won. And then some people got offended when I said what I said, which was keep Jasmine Crockett out of your fucking mouth. And I meant every word of that. I meant every fucking word of it. I mean, is it my fault that you don't comprehend much? You just like to just jump your hat in the ring. Whatever works. So social immigration may work for you, but it definitely doesn't work with us. It definitely doesn't work with us. Look where we are right now economically. Am I lying? Look where we are economically. Oh boy. Latinos will vote against Jasmine Crockett again if she runs for president. Latinos outnumber blacks. In this situation, if black folks came out in droves, she would have won. If black folks would have came out in droves, Jasmine Crockett would have won by at least 1 or 2 points. She was just down 5. She was not going to win Austin, Texas. Not with 8% black people. No, she wasn't going to win Austin, Texas. I just look at Jefferson County. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? 85% in Jefferson County, and only 14,000 voted for her? That's unacceptable, dude. That is clearly unacceptable. But yet, some of you run your mouth. Good luck with the presidency. Thank you. Thank you for that. We will grasp that. We will grasp that, and we will throw that in the air. We will throw that in the atmosphere. Because now that she has lost, and now that she has found out how difficult it is, and clearly because of my resources, because of my 2 resources, actually 3, the one resource that is here has stated that she ran for Senate too damn late. She ran for Senate too damn late. She didn't raise enough money. She raised over $8 million. She raised over $8 million, which wasn't bad. But Tallarico raised double that. He raised over $20 million. And was spending and was come out with advertisements and stuff like that. So Jasmine has clearly learned her lesson when it came to this. It's the same. It's the similar thing that Kamala Harris was doing. Same, similar difference. The only thing is she was running for a presidency. This one was a Senate seat. And my lips are dry. This was the Senate seat that she was running. No, I don't want to ignore anything. He didn't ignore your question. He dismissed you. Pronoun duty. It's life and death, and y'all arguing over craziness. It's life and death. Why did she run late? That would be so. She figured, in my opinion, that because of the numbers, and she told you about the numbers game already. She proclaimed that the numbers were simple. It's not simple. Her staff didn't help her much. Her campaign, she didn't have. I don't think she had a campaign manager to speak of. I don't think she had that. Without this thing, she just went through. She just went through hearsay, visited county after county, city after city, and it's like you gotta get on your grind. I mean, she was grinding, but James was grassroots, and obviously there's some things that people wanted to hear, and you Latinas claim to be Christian, I guess, and so Christianity, peace, and unity, and all that good golly, Miss Molly. Let me ask you a question. Is Donald Trump a Christian? Nah, he's not. No. Is James Tallarico a threat? Is James Tallarico a threat to Trump? Is James Tallarico a threat? No. Not in my opinion, no. Is Jasmine Crockett a threat? Yes, otherwise she wouldn't be going through what she's going through right now, especially with this whole situation, which it really doesn't have anything to do with it. This whole situation with her bodyguard, again, I don't know too much of the details other than, they claimed that he was a fake and a phony and he didn't have a real identity. That's almost every security guard that wants to not throw their name in there. But then again, that security guard has been with her for what, years? And all of a sudden now they're looking at her. It's like all she did was pay him, and people are bitching about how much she was paying the bodyguard. It was like $300,000 what, a year? You bitching and complaining about $300,000 a year? Come on. What are we doing? To be honest, I don't even vote. It's a uniparty. Trump is using Obama's 2012 in defiance detention bill to do what he's doing with ICE. It's a good cop, bad cop puppet show. Agreed. But let me see. Hold on. She might. I think she might have been too strong for white voters. It doesn't matter with white voters at all. If it was me, I would care less about who white voters or not. I would expect, this would be me, I would expect my people to vote for me. Maybe it's because of the whole tangible thing, or maybe it's because of the whole policy thing, or maybe it's because of the whole, check this out. Come here. Reparations. Maybe it's because of the whole reparations talk. I don't know. But apparently, she couldn't get started on anything because she doesn't have the power now. She doesn't have the power now. Because of how have you seen, do I have to play a couple of videos to remind you of how strong set this woman is? Can you see a pattern on when, say, this person speaks and this person speaks? And when Jasmine spoke with Pam Bondi the other day, did she say a word? No, not in seconds. She hasn't said anything. People hate a strong, intelligent, very kind of revolutionary-esque mindset. I'm not saying she's full blast. I'm saying she has a little bit of revolutionary-esque in her. She needs to be careful. She needs to be careful. That doesn't help. That doesn't help not voting. Well, I'll say this. Will you vote for James Tallarico? Because if you don't vote for James Tallarico, and it's just going to stay red. It's just going to stay red, to be perfectly honest with you. And we're going to have to deal with this another 3 years. We're going to have to deal with this 3 years unless they unleash the Epstein files, which should be the main priority. But he has shifted this whole thing towards the war. We ain't buying no war. We ain't buying none of that. We want these Epstein files to come out. We want the Epstein files to come out. Let me play this real quick and we'll continue. Fair use, fair use. What the hell? Oh, there.
You don't understand the reference.
Forget. See, 6.5 million Hispanic voters in Texas, which is like the majority of the electoral vote here in the state. And you mean to tell me that you think that we're still picking cotton? Hell no, girl. Hell no. That's why you lost.
We're ready. We're prepared. While I want to yell and scream about, we will not organizing. Let the people do what they're going to do, because they cannot be reached. They're too dumb. They're too dumb to be reached. I've concluded that. This is now the third election where we have seen stupid people continue to do the stupid thing. And then like more stupid people showed up this time in November. And then stupid people showed up in Texas. And this is why I'm calling them stupid, because the reason why they're saying they didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett is because she said something about picking cotton on a plantation, which tells me you don't understand the reference. And instead of saying, what does she mean by that? Y'all ran off with a narrative that was a lie because you're stupid. You don't know enough. And then you got everybody upset. And I get it. If you've come here from another country, you're not forced, unless you're coming from Brazil, to know anything about African history, African American history, American history. You're coming here with the clarion call that you're going to make your life better. This is going to be a safe place where the streets are paved with gold and you can work 4 jobs and send money back home and free your family. So you get your flip-flops on and you walk 1,000 miles to get to America. Right? Only to find none of that's true, but it's okay because we're still doing better here than we were there because of American policies. But you don't know that the American policies sent you on the run. You don't know that because you didn't study. You don't know nothing. You're just here. And then, maybe you're in some fields where, and I'm not talking about actual fields where you're picking anything, where you've next generation, your kids are in college, you're doing well, but internally in the household is you just put your head down and work hard and look, this Trump guy, look at what he's been able to do. And so you're feeding this narrative and you don't want to be black because globally, blackness is a problem, especially if you come from Dominican Republic or any of these Spanish speakers. And all you got to do is tune in to Telemundo, Univision to see how that plays out, because you'll rarely see a dark complected black person speaking Spanish on any of those networks, even though the majority of Spanish-speaking people in this world are black. Facts. Portuguese, black. Okay? But you don't see them on TV. Why? Because you are presenting a narrative that whiteness is the thing, it's the pinnacle. So you're also imbued with anti-blackness coming into this country. You've been fed lies and narratives about black people, and then you're in Texas, where you are a pretty hefty majority of the, you're a big voting block in Texas. But you're also a big ignorant voting block as it relates to the politics of race. You don't know anything, but y'all are easily led because your itchy little ears want to hear the proximity to whiteness that you're being invited into, much like the Italians, much like the Irish. Some Asians are waking up, not enough. But yeah, you're here on the backs of the work and the struggle of black people. You don't get to do any of the things. You don't get any of the programs. You get none of that without the death, blood, sweat, and tears of black people. You don't. But no one's telling you that. So I'm telling you. And you don't have to believe it. Pick up a mother effing book. Pick up a book. Get in a study group. Free your mind so the rest of us can follow, because you are killing us here with your ignorance. And it's okay if you don't like Jasmine Crockett for her policies, but if you're spreading bad information about her, that's a problem. That's a problem. And then it's going wide because you want to believe the worst of Jasmine Crockett for whatever reason. And some black people feel the same way. And I'm not saying Jasmine Crockett is a savior. I'm saying that if we're going to assess a candidate's ability to fight for all of us, it should be at least on an even playing ground where we're all dealing with the same facts. And the facts should be truth, not just facts that are made up, because that we've had enough of that in our classrooms for centuries. So I'm gonna play this clip, Smiz, the woman that played a little snippet of this Hispanic, and I saw it, and I didn't pull the clip because it infuriated me so much last week when I saw this woman with her Puerto Rican flag talking about Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine didn't win. She made me so. I was so frustrated because I was like, you're so dumb, and you're on here gleefully showing the world that you're dumb, patting yourself on the back with your stupidity. Lord,
well, like, it means a lot. It means a lot that the Sikhs are flipping, people are leaving, soldiers are dispatching because they would rather roll over, ball, and go into a corner and die than to work with this administration ever again. But this is what you voted for. This is what you voted for. And I wouldn't want to do this either. But do we have a choice? No, we don't have a choice. So to my ladies out there, and it's like 92% of you out there, I understand it. I get it. But you gotta go with the white guy, I guess. And here's why. If you don't go with the white guy, if you don't go with the choir boy, if you don't go with the soft-voiced, sound like a Republican when he does sound like a Republican sometimes. And I get it. You're going to have to vote for him. Because if you don't, and if he doesn't win the general election, if he does not win the general election, that's our ass. But even though, let's just say he does win the general election, right? Let's just say he does win the general election. Let's just say he does. And he does not heed word to what the Black Americans want. And what we want is Donald J. Trump out of there. We want him gone. I said this to Bob. I said this is the Supreme Court. This is their doing. This is not theirs. This is not anybody's doing but the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court should be ashamed of themselves because they unleashed a monster. And he was going to be in a bench tour. I told you he was going to be in a bench tour. I said that from the very beginning. I said he was going to be on a revenge tour. And people do not like him. As a matter of fact, I listen, you got 7 other countries. Congress too. You got 7 other countries teaming up and planning and plotting to come after Trump's dumb ass. And I'm saying to you black folks, do this number right here. Huh? You heard that? You heard that? Where Chuck? Oh, Chuck. Oh, he gone? Oh, he's gone? Oh, damn. And then walk out the fucking walk out. we need to focus on all states, not just Texas. Many states are voting. I'll vote. I will vote Democrat. I have no problem with that. As long as they treat me good. This is a purple state over here. So pretty much anything goes. Texas, Florida, California, North Dakota, South Dakota, Michigan. Well, I'm not worried about Michigan. Maine, North Carolina. I'm not worried about North Carolina. I'm just worried about the obvious. Florida. We need things to flip, because if this does not work, your rights are going to be snatched away from you. And did I not forget to mention that if they were to put the draft, the military draft, into effect by the House and the Senate, and if they write it up, then you're going, your kids is going, your kids are going. It just is what it is. A lot of black men in Texas love two people, Trump and Jerry Jones. They love Jerry. Ain't no doubt about that. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a Dallas Cowboy anymore. Too many people kiss Jerry's ass, and Trump and Jerry Jones are like this. Trump and Jerry Jones are like this. 2 peas in a pod. Let's go.
Mercy. But somebody else checked her. So I'm going to play the checking first. Play the clips, Miz.
No. What do you mean? Jasmine not going to Congress for Texas? Oh, Crockett, a girl can only dream. Listen, Jasmine, what was that one quote that you said? Let me think. Oh, yeah, we done picking cotton. You can't pay us enough to go find a plantation. Yeah, you remember that. I remember that. How could I forget? See, 6.5 million Hispanic voters in Texas, which is like the majority of the electoral vote here in the state. And you mean to tell me that you think that we're still picking cotton? Hell no, girl. Hell no. That's why you lost. You're fucking racist. I'm going to tell you something real quick. If you would have pitched that.
All right, enough. She's stupid. Welcome back. You're just so dumb. If you think Jasmine Crockett was talking about you, you're so dumb. And she's waving her little flag. I don't know if it was a Cuban flag. I think it was a Cuban flag. Maybe it was a Puerto Mexican. I don't know. It was a flag. And I couldn't find a clip of the woman checking her. So we shall. Just by saying the picking cotton history in this country and what Jasmine Crockett was fighting for none of us to be in the fields picking cotton. None of us. Which, ma'am, there's no dig at you. Had nothing to do really with you. And if anything, what she's fighting for is for you to have all of the opportunities to not have to be a migrant, to not have to just pick fruits and vegetables or what have you as an entree into your Americanness, but to stand on your 2 feet and be counted as a human being, a full human being. It was the opposite of racist, dummy. But you're out here, I'm sure, spreading that. Whoever told you that, it felt good, though. Like you wanted to believe that. What else you didn't want to vote for her anyway. You just needed an excuse. So say that with your full chest. But calling this woman racist? Come on now. Come on.
Ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are
Always putting something is just putting the wrong cart before the horse. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. She is going to survive anyway. She is going to survive. She's going to thrive. She's just nothing that this woman can do. She will overcome she has to overcome this other thing. I mean, she has to cover from a lot of shit. A lot of shit. And if I were the angel on her shoulder, I would merely just say, just take a vacation. Just take a rest. You earned it. You earned it. You earned it. You definitely earned it. And 2027? That's it. She also wrote. Now, what will she do in the long run? Who knows? Who knows? What?
Now, back to Jasmine Crockett, because this is really what this is about. There's this article. The L is on her. It's a new political article just came out. Black lawmakers and strategists dump on Crockett. If you read the article on Politico, you'll realize that Tim Black was right. Yeah, you realize I was right because they talk about how Jasmine Crockett had no ground game in her campaign. You had Tallarico that took this shit seriously, had 28,000 volunteers. Jasmine Crockett had what? She didn't have a real campaign. All she had was a lot of mouth and a lot of coverage and a lot of black women that she was willing to sick on the Democratic Party and threaten them. It's like she wanted ransom. Give me a seat or I'm going to ruin your party. Give me a seat. They love me. If you want black people to support your Democratic Party, give me a seat. And it was like, nah, we good. And you're not keeping it real at all, D.L. Hughley. You know this shit. Call up Obama. See what he has to say about Jasmine Crockett. Oh, that's right. Nothing. Ask Michelle Obama what she thinks about Jasmine Crockett. Nothing.
These are some people that oh yeah, your boy did endorse James Tallarico. Your boy Obama voted or campaigned for James Tallarico. Yikes. I thought we were supposed to be together. I thought we were supposed to help one another. I'm starting to see why I voted independent. I'm seeing why. I am seeing why. Because we don't support one another. We just don't. And this is how fake and phony the Democratic Party really is. But take heed to what I say. Ain't no different from the Republican Party. It's no different. That's why independent economic charge is way more feasible, way more important than going to the left or to the right. If Democrats want to win so much, they will start growing, and they will start growing younger. They will start growing younger. Because I guarantee you, this old regime is working for one person and one person only. And he has the power, the wealth, and the resources to do and say whatever the hell he wants. Regardless of the fact that the Epstein files is still out, or it's in the pause phase. It's in the pause phase. But even if they came out, and I fear this, even if they came out with the whole unit, it really wouldn't matter because you couldn't prosecute it. You couldn't prosecute Trump if you had to. If you could, you couldn't do anything to him because he has the backing of Israel. That's why. This ain't nothing new. Every criminal and Yahoo and tricky dick that's out there, the Rothschilds, the Richtikoffs, the Bilderbergs, all them trick bags literally can say, "Get down, boy," and he'll get down. They'll pay him handsomely. They'll pay him handsomely to do whatever they want them to do. That's why you have people eating babies. That's why you got these sick bastards out here just doing whatever they want, sacrificing our children, eating our children. The hell? And they got this clown involved. You know what? You wonder why there ain't been too many people been indicted. Am I missing something? Unless the people put aside their fucking differences for one time in their life to see that we get better for our generation and our generation's generation. Because I'm telling you right now, Bill Gates's prophecy is going to come true. Whether it comes true this year or it comes true next year or the year after that. His prophecy is there are too many black people on the planet Earth. Too many. Entirely too freaking many.
So that's my news, is that we're not going to have election results tonight, in my opinion, based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So, I want you to enjoy yourselves, but I won't be back tonight because I have no idea of when we're going to get results, and I fully anticipate it won't be until tomorrow. So, I love y'all too. Thank you so very much.
Sad. It's very, very sad. She knew going in what was going to happen. She knew going in what was going to happen. I wish her the best of luck, really. I wish her the best of luck. I was supposed to have someone come today and hopefully get us started with this whole EFI Tuesday thing, but I guess they're not here. I have nothing new on the subject except for saying good luck, new Umar sector. You're not going to incriminate him. You're not going to do anything to him. He's just going to keep doing what he does. Give a damn your feelings or whatever you want to conjure up. You want to conjure up a new woman who texts him, and everybody texts him. I text him a lot. So if you have a woman who is trying to do the same thing as Miss your AKA throat goat, then good luck with that. And hopefully he learns and he learns his lesson well. You're literally trying to do any and everything to bring that man down, and for what? And for fucking what? it's draining. It's just fucking draining. There's so many things that we can. There's so many things we can discuss. So many things we can talk about. But the mere part where you're just trying to tear a man down who wants to build an organization for kids and is trying his best. That's just sickening. If you were paying attention, I wouldn't have to tell you. I ain't got nothing on it. But I know somebody who does. And I'm just going to let this person speak on it, because if I say something, it's mere wishy-washy. It does absolutely nothing for me. This is the reason why I gave the keys to Philly Phil, because Philly Phil is the master of telling niggas to fuck off. She's merely the master at it. If I go out, I go out with a bang. I go out with a fucking bang. Where is Mrs. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So we're gonna go back, not too much. We're just gonna go back a little ways away to some old stuff. Well, it's really recent, but to me, this is old news. You're literally not going to stop him from doing what he's doing, and he's doing it however he wants to do it. And I give Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde all the credit in the world. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep doing whatever it is you're doing, because obviously it's working to your effect. Lennon, that pedophile, he's gonna be Lennon no matter the fuck what. All right. He's just gonna keep doing his thing. But here's a person who I give full credit to. I give credit for telling the truth.
Lennon Honor and Umar Johnson and Marianne Lorandi. Hey, Mumo. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the support. So seriously.
Fair use.
This right here. How do we get into this conversation? Because this conversation, in my opinion, it's getting way too much traction.
Let me let you go ahead and just give it a few minutes. I'll chime in. You say what you want to say, but I think I'm going to end it, and I'm going to let y'all kind of understand really well from my perspective on what I think of this and how it's going. So we have here Umar Johnson, and we have a documentarian, Lennon Honor, who Lennon Honor has been going at it with Umar for years. He goes live multiple times a week talking about this. Supposedly there was a check, and you see it at the very top.
What you doing up in here, man?
Was allegedly written out to a person who Dr. Umar wanted to have produce a documentary on him. Is that how the Mary person was involved?
I'll get into the details, because even that story is a little wishy-washy as well.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty much wishy-washy.
So you were saying?
Well, I mean, that's all that I know about this story to this degree. Again.
So let me just put things into context, and since we're having this conversation. First things first, if I'm correct, it was last summer that the hunt for Umar Johnson took like full flight. Am I correct?
Right.
he was one of the distractions that they were using to get people to talk about things other than the Diddy trial.
I hope everything's
or
right
the
with
Diddy
you and your
sentencing.
family. Peace.
Because I believe that was like right around the time it was in between, you know, the verdict and him being sentenced to that they started really going heavy after Umar. Like, and I asked, because I kind of jumped into the conversation as well, and I said, you know, hey, I'm not trying to stick up for him. Never been a fan. I could really care less whether or not he's guilty or not. I'm just trying to figure out why he's become such hot.
But like I said, I give her all the credit in the world. And what she came out with is the truth. Especially about a clown who just does nothing but Umar content. That's all he does. He doesn't do anything else but Umar content. Because it keeps him steady. Put it that way. He didn't have over 80K for nothing. He only had 80K because of the drop off of one person, and it ended up taking shape when the throat goat situation happened. But apparently that backfired. And this backfired. So
content. Why are there like dozens of accounts going after him, talking about him? Why now? And it was really interesting because people were trying to really line things up. But the thing is this guy, Lennon Honor, has been pretty much like leading the charge for years now. Yeah. Like he's been talking about Umar, if I'm correct, for anywhere from 6 to 8 years, like approaching, longer. Like when it gets to the point where your only content is one person for almost a decade, you have to ask, you know, what's the sanity behind all of this? Because it sounds kind of insane to me. And I guess I feel that way because I know what it feels like to have a single person or a group of people just talking about you.
Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. 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 I'm just getting this over and done with because after this, until he or she comes out with something new, I'll just let, like I said, I'll let Philly Phil. I'll just give all the information to her and she can just do the commentary. All right. Not saying that doing Umar content, you know, that I would wane away from that. It's just that there's a lot of things out there that vastly we need to talk about. We need to talk, and he would agree. He would agree to this extent. He would agree that building institutions is more important than listening to him. Building institutions, taking care of our kids, educating our children is more important than speaking about him. He would agree with that. Although there are a lot of people who bitch and moan about that and then what it entails. And then we got this in-house fighting going on between FBAs and ALD, and they came out with their own flag. Oh, God. So basically, the FBAs did a whole switcheroo. They decided to burn the RBG flag and came up with a flag of their own. How many more of these flags? It just came out with, you got 6 different, you got 2-3 different flags going on. You got 6 different flags going on here. These people are suffering from an identity crisis. They really are suffering from an identity crisis, and that's cool, and that's fine. That is just fine. build something, build an institution or two, and I might just take you seriously. You're doing the whole Adolph's thing, where Adolph's went to the Capitol with, I forgot what, one particular person, or they did the whole, Adolph's did their thing and it died down after a while. FBA, they're new still, and they're just coming out with their own three little flags: the American flag, their version of the Confederate flag, which has 3 stars on it. You tell me what it is. And then, of course, the red and black flag with the knife, with the sword right in the middle, which is fucking ridiculous. What? Never mind. I don't even want to go on that rant. But we should be talking about building institutions. We should talk about rolling over and partnering up with these black banks and putting money into these Pacific banks to ensure your business is safe, to ensure these buildings that you're building, institutions, along with the money that you're putting in, is safe. We don't want your kids in the military. But your kids, when they turn 18, they don't have a choice in the matter. Because if you do not get a job worth getting, if you do not get a job that's worth getting, guess what? You just get locked out. And all the Asians and the Hispanics, they're here. And they're here in mass. And if you would just put your mind, body, and spirit into one voting block and vote Jasmine Crockett in as U.S. Senate, maybe, just maybe, in mass, we can go to this woman and say, what is your intentions for us now that we put you in this Senate seat? Because obviously the Hispanics did their thing. And then they traded up for Tyler. They traded up for the Golden Boy. They traded up for the Golden Boy, straight up. So let's get this over with.
Incessantly, over and over and over and over again, thumbnail after thumbnail after thumbnail. Like when it gets to the point where you go through someone's library and you can pull up more than 50 videos with the same name being targeted in the title, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
So apparently there's an Umar Johnson sector, just like there was a Jaguar Wright sector, just like there was an Angie Stone sector, even though nobody knows what really happened to that or what that was all about. Just like there was, there's a Krishan Rock and Blueface sector. Like, all of this very, very, very odd surveillance, in my opinion. So this is where I come into understanding what's going on here. So Lennon Honor, he was finding all kinds of people. He was digging through financial records, contacting, former lovers, former supporters, going out of his way to highlight these people and give them a platform. And then came that woman who, had been intimate with Umar. She had spent some time with the mother, and, she flew from the Midwest to Philadelphia. She had all of this inside information. And I questioned that whole, the legitimacy of all of that, because I know what it's like, because I've had it done to me. There are people here on YouTube that have gone after people that, claim to have, real I guess, real estate in my life, real association in my life. And then the next thing you know, they're sitting with people, they're doing interviews, they're, making up a bunch of crap, saying a bunch of unreal things about me. I've been through it. So I understand. But Lennon honored that he was behind this whole thing. And it was really wild because his name started getting a lot more juice after that woman that he brought forward, because the two of them were going to take down Umar. And she went to Trasha K and sat with Trasha K. And she did that interview. And the next thing you know, Lennon Honor's name started getting really, really, really hot. And then the next thing you know, he's got thousands of people sitting in his chat. And everyone's cheering him on because he's going to take down Big Bad Umar. And he's got all of this access. They were able to get into his bank account. And then the next thing you know, his bank account is being shut down. And then all anyone's making videos about is this, that, and the third. And, he's this, he's that. And then the next thing you know, Flacco and just everyone piling on.
Let me explain something about Poetic Flacco. Poetic Flacco flops more than my flip flops. I've known that dude for quite a long time. 1 minute he's against Umar. The next minute he's for Umar. Then he's against Umar again. Then he's for Umar again. Then it just a flip flop. And of course he's just doing this for clicks and views. He's been on No Jumper. I get it. You're looking for the money. You're looking for the money grab. Dude. I get it. I get it. Shouts out to you and yours, bro.
And so he's got all of this momentum, and now he has all of this juice here on YouTube. And now he's got another victim, another woman who was by Umar, and her name is Marianne Laurent, and they bring her forward, and the next thing you know, she's got a channel on YouTube, and she's got subscribers, and she's got all of this information, and Umar did this and Umar did that to me, and he came to me and he used me and he did this and he did that, and then they got the big takedown. There's a check, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got a check. And she's going to bring the check to Lennon Honor so he can show how fraudulent and what he was doing with all of the donation money. And the check was a fake. Boop, boop, boop. All of that momentum. He's been building all of this momentum on this big takedown. Offer the evidence to be fake. And so, I've just been going around the algorithm, and I've been looking and watching. And now, and it was just really interesting because once all of that got exposed and people looked at him, he says, I'm sorry. I trusted her. I believed what she had to tell me. And that's why I didn't know. But she's a liar, and she will be given no more grace from me. And I apologize, and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And now it's all on her.
And, of course, she's feeling, talking about Marianne Laurent, is feeling what it's like to be in the Umar sector. She's feeling the sting. Yes, indeed. This is what happens when you throw shit out into the universe. Comes back around you full circle. Now, I'm not going to go in on Marianne. I'm really not, because you have too many people out there going in on her already for the lie that she told. That I said firsthand that she lied anyway. I'm the one that said, produce some receipts. Produce some receipts. Don't adapt nothing. Don't redact anything. I want to see the name. I want to see the name Umar Abdullah Johnson or Jermaine Shoemake or whoever the case may be. I want to say it. She didn't produce shit. And Lennon, all he is a thrill. Nothing else. No more, no less, but someone who copy and paste this pedo just copies and pastes over and over and over and over again. The same damn videos. Unless something new comes out and he catches is whatever. You spent this much money, and then he comes up with a different number all the time. He just comes up with just variation of different numbers all the time. Well, Umar spent this much money, and how much money I can calculate, and how much money I can subtract, and how much money I can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Where's the money, Umar? I would like to ask the same question, but never mind. Yo, creepy ass. If I were him, ooh, boy, gonna be some smoke in the city. Umar wouldn't bust a grape. How the hell would you know? You're lucky he has a school to finish. Well, there's nothing to finish except for, the certificate of occupancy. That's about it.
So now all of these content creators are making this middle-aged woman, because she looks like she's in her 50s. And don't get me wrong, I'm nobody's spring chicken. I'm going to be 49 this year. But I know she's older than me. And now she's content. Now she's the story. She's the liar. She's the this. She's the that. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, she shouldn't be held accountable. But for her to be the only person being held accountable, in my opinion, is kind of crazy. And especially considering that the person that brought her here hasn't been held into question at all.
Not at all.
How does anybody even know who Lennon Honor is? Like, would we even know who he was if it wasn't for his content? Or Umar?
Nobody would know. Nobody would know, and nobody cares. They just like to be entertained. Do you like to be entertained? Do you like to be entertained? Do you like to be entertained? Yes, of course you do. Because you like drama. Just as like people over there. They like drama. If I were not a Umar supporter and I've been like, I got better things to do, my man. There's a whole world out there. I could be at the park reading my book, or I could be going to Walmart and do some grocery shopping. Ain't too much in the day what I ain't got to worry about this shit. The hell with Umar and that bullshit over there if I was an Umar supporter. If I wasn't. But apparently I am. And apparently she's right. There are too many content creators out there making money off of his name. Still. Uncle Mo, you a bitch. That's all I got to say, bro. You got the nerve to talk about somebody who's fat. Pull Pull out your tummy chest, bitch. You know what? I'm going backwards. Never mind. Never mind. These people are a joke. Uncle Mo's a joke. Lauren, she's a joke. There's a lot of people in this new regime. There ain't no new regime. It's just an old regime getting washed up and polished up and put it back out there in the atmosphere. Ain't nothing new. There's nothing new about them. It's old and it's tiresome. What? Oh no. Okay. It's just old and it's just tiresome. But I get it. You want the views, but you don't get you get the clicks and you get the views, but you don't get the money because nobody in the Umar sector has ever supported anyone. As a matter of fact, there are too many people that we're not friends. Just because we meet each other once, that's just how they operate. And then all of a sudden they're fighting with each other. Over what? This nigga has not apologized, not once. But just like I said, they can do whatever they want to do. Umar gonna do his thing and gonna continue to do his thing. Shouts out to Dr. Umar. Shouts out to Dr. Umar E5 Tunde Ogutade. Going back to this, I found something that I wanted to play. That's really near deep in my heart because, again, when I say that this woman Jasmine Crockett is not done, she's not fucking done. She's not done by any means. Let's check this shit out.
To be in this room tonight, and how much I needed this. This is a good looking room. The trip is ridiculous, but I want to thank the Center for Black Equity for this award and congratulate my fellow honorees. Us being here tonight is a joyful defiance at a time such as this. A Center for Black Equity continuing to exist and thrive in 2025 is a testament of how far we've come. A declaration of driving purpose and a reminder of what we stand for and what it is that we stand to lose if we are not vigilant at all times. This administration, y'all know I call him Simple Hitler, right? This administration is setting us as far back from Black equity as they can, and on a daily basis. I don't know what it exactly feels like, but I can tell you there is fear everywhere, there is envy, there is entitlement, there is laziness. They have big feelings about Black excellence.
Talk about it.
Feelings that really reveal how they feel about themselves more than they feel about us. Tonight is about us and not them. It's about celebrating our excellence and putting it to use. There's a legacy of Black folks from musicians like Aretha Franklin and my homegirl, Josephine Baker, to athletes from Muhammad Ali to Serena to LeBron, and Black leaders across the industries and professions who speak up, give back, and use their platform and their power to drive change and put on for the community. Some call it tradition, I call it a responsibility. I know right now it's the easiest thing to feel tired, worn down, fed up, and just done. It's the easiest thing to tune out, but I'm telling you again right now that you can't. Because when you tune out, you start to get used to these times that are not normal. I'm gonna pause right here. Did y'all see what happened in Chicago? Yeah. Because they don't really want to talk about it. But for us to not, and I get it, because so many Black folks say, you know what, we tried to warn y'all, and y'all didn't want to listen, right? So we say it's not our problem. But the reality is that as they are rounding people up and they get offended when I say things like, if I had to imagine what a slave patrol looked like, that's what it looked like. Next thing you know, they decided to go into Chicago, the south side of Chicago. Right. Now we know who on the south side. Right. My grandma was on the south side. They decided to go into the south side of Chicago, and they not only dragged people out of their homes in the middle of the night, but they decided that they also were going to do it to babies and children.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At 3 a.m. So I think I messed them up now. Okay, maybe. But I had to pause there because y'all have to know that our fates are tied. I tell people all the time, there's a gospel song that goes, I need you to survive. That needs to be our theme so long as we are stuck with this regime, is that I need you to survive. This isn't about looking at each other and figuring out what our differences is. It's about seeing our commonality in our humanity and one another. That is what it is going to take for us to actually win. And let me tell you, this room is full of people who, when you look at yourselves, every day you are reminded that within your DNA is the map forward. Because we know what our ancestors did, and because of the sacrifices that our ancestors made, we were able to get here to the press club, y'all. So if there's anybody that should never be afraid, it's the people that are sitting in this room. So let me finish up, because I got off, because I do. We can't accept this as our new normal. We have to do something. Black excellence is not a hashtag. It's homework. It's policy, budgets, buses that run on time, clinics that stay open, classrooms with certified teachers, and current textbooks with real history and science.
People will often say, and I'm pausing the video, people will often say, what's going to happen now? Why do we build on stuff? What do we build on? What's going to happen now? Now. What's going to happen now? You have to have a meeting what you do. If I say DAFA, it means pretty much, for all intents and purposes, we can work with each other as long as we stay on the same page. That's what DAFA means, preferably. It's not just a descendant African free man. It means we are free as a people, but we are also supposed to be dedicated as a community together to be one unit, unified. Just unify together for a particular purpose, and not delineate yourselves, which is the most dumbest thing you can ever do, but to join together in unison. Join together in unison. Even if you have to form a rainbow coalition, if you have to do that, I wouldn't recommend it, but like Fred Hampton and others, they formed a coup for a specific purpose. I believe in B1 I believe in B1, but we gotta get our shit together though. We gotta get our shit together and unify. Otherwise, you're gonna continue to get this, and you're gonna get continuous wars and destruction, the killing of our babies, the killing of y'all's kids. even, I mean, girls, schools get bombed on. I mean, come on. Come on. You are fighting wars. You need this war desperately so much that you are willing to sacrifice people who don't have any say in what they do. They're just mere victims, huh? Just like over here. People don't think that some things can't come over here currently because we have this magnetic wall or whatever. You're right. Donald Trump's kid, if Donald Trump loves war all that much, why don't he send his children? I think the oldest sibling is in his 30s, in his early 30s. That's fine. That is just fine. But no, I can't do it. This family is alert. Well, why are you sending my child to die? That's a little backwards, isn't it? You're sending my child to die because of your inability to send your child to war. Spoiled ass brat. Why can't Trump just send his child to die? Huh? I know there will be casualties. You damn right there's going to be casualties, numbnuts. It's bad enough we have to pay taxes over that. It's bad enough that you have to spend millions per day going on. That's all you're doing is spending millions and millions per day. The more this war is going, the war continues, the more money we're going to spend. The more money that they're going to be spending in the war, the more that the barrel oil goes up. Right now, we're at what, $4.39 right now? $4.39 a gallon here in Vegas. We're $4.39 a gallon. I went to the store, bought a package of meat, bought some water, and just a soda. $20. $20 for 4 items. $20 for 4 items. $20 for 4 items. $20 for 4 items. If I were to buy anything else, that would clearly be over the amount. And usually spending money on groceries is something that is a luxury to me. And I'm sure it's a luxury to each and every single one of you all, because guess what? You need groceries in the house, don't you? I'm not talking about all this other extra stuff. You need toilet paper to wipe your ass. The cost of toilet paper is high. Trash bags are high. Remember pizza night? Or not pizza night. Remember taco night? No, can't be no taco night. It'll only be a taco night once a month. Once a month, there's going to be taco night. Once a month, there's going to be seafood night. We need to be honest about the food prices and the quality food, not war. I agree. And guess what? You are not wrong. It's just that people don't care. People see what's going on and the immigrants and the demoralizing of not demoralizing, just getting rid of immigrants, get rid of these people that, are bombing. Who cares if they bomb children? Who cares? As long as he gets the job done. Who cares if he has 34 he's a 34 convicted felon? Who cares? Who cares if he looks at your 10-year-old kid and says, when you turn 18, you're going to be mine? Who cares? Right? It's all folks.
Commitment to persistence. It's choosing our children over chaos, our elders over cynicism, and our future over fear. It's the everyday excellence of federal workers, small business owners, union, labor, and caregivers. The folks who don't get a press conference, but keep this country upright, who stare dead in the face of an inexplicable hatred every single day and choose to keep moving forward, to rise above, and to choose joy over despair. A people who the world wanted to see destitute hold their heads up high in determination. When they tried to erase you, you got bold and burned brighter. In these moments when you want to check out or feel like you've done all you can, things won't change. There's no point. Snap out of it and talk to yourself. Tell yourself to dig a little deeper, go a little further, reach just a little bit higher, get back in the fight. You can do it, and you got it. Because remember, from whom we came and of whose we are. The rose that grew from the concrete, a fire in the belly of the sea, a rainbow in the moonlight. That's who we are. We turned table scraps into soul food. When they wouldn't let us walk down the aisle, we jumped the rope. When they burned down our communities, we mixed the ashes with mud to make cement, and we got to rebuilding. We are a people who don't let up, who don't turn back, even when somebody comes at us with a stick, with a hose, with a dog, we march on. And that's what tonight is about. As I accept this award tonight, the Honorable Eleanor Holmes Norton Civil Rights and Justice Award, I have to thank my beloved colleague, the namesake of this award, for her mentorship. And I want to thank the people who elected her. Tonight we stand in our nation's capital while the federal government is shut down. Not because America is financially broke, yet, but because the White House is morally bankrupt. The government is shut down not because Congress lacks funds, but because the leadership lacks courage. They lack compassion, and they just don't care. Now, I don't have to tell DC what it means because no one feels that worse than you do. So with that, I appreciate you all. Y'all look good. And you, I promise you, I know I said the words, but I want y'all to feel me when I say this. I am confident that we are going to win. We just have to stay in this fight, y'all. We can overcome. I promise you. And listen, don't be so upset that everything has been broken. Because the last time I checked, these systems didn't work for some of us anyway. To build back better. That's what this is going to be about. So we will thank him on his way out and say, we appreciate you for tearing down these systems that we've been trying to tear down for decades. But we got this now. We are going to make sure that the America y'all talk about is the America that we actually become. So don't be sad. Because
I am saying it right here and now. We-On-Loc Nation is saying this. Hold on. We-On-Loc Nation is saying this. That I am putting in a campaign. I am putting in a campaign for Jasmine Crockett to be the next president of the United States of America. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Jasmine Crockett, we want you to be our next president. How do you say it? Presidentia? I don't know how to say it. If she were to be president, what would the proper term be? If she were to run for president and she won, what would be the proper term? What will be the proper term? How would you say it? I've heard Madam Presidentia. Madam Presidentia. I'm fine with that. We fine with you. Madam Presidentia. I'm saying it right now, and I'm saying Madam President. I will say it, and it will be on my community tab. And I wanted to reach out to Jasmine in droves. I want you to take this clipping and give this to Jasmine. Mrs. Jasmine Crockett, as I look into the camera, we and the people in the city of Nevada, we and the people of the city of Detroit, we and the people, city in Michigan, this, you know what I'm trying to say. We in the city of New York, in the city of LA, Compton, Watts, Texas, Houston, Jefferson, Fort Worth, even though Fort Worth is full of white people. And we are going to, North Dakota, South Dakota, Maine, New Jersey, North Carolina, Alabama, Florida, all over the world. We want you, Jasmine Crockett, to become the next president of the United States of America. And you can take that shit to the bank that she will win the next presidency.